Our death rituals, like all things American, are unique to the culture, but they share connective tissue with the far corners of the globe dating to antiquity. These often strange rituals, and by extension the men and women plying the dark arts, are almost as mysterious as death itself. Last Rites lifts the curtain and offers a glimpse of why we bury our dead the way we do. The American funeral rite coalesced in a single moment involving a marble-sized piece of metal. Ever since the first permanent settlement was established at Jamestown, the American death rite was a simple, austere event, borrowing heavily from English burial traditions. The remains were washed and dressed at home. A local cabinet maker furnished a custom-made coffin, and the remains were carried by hand and immediately buried in the town's commons or on family land. The family and townsfolk gathered for the repast, and the funeral service was delivered after the burial. Overnight, the tectonic plates shifted. A 17-gram lump of Britannia metal, about the weight of a AAA battery, forever altered the American funeral experience. At least once John Wilkes Booth loaded it into his Derringer and fired it into President Lincoln's head. Lincoln's death was merely the catalyst for brewing changes coming on the heels of the Civil War's turmoil. A nation was in intense mourning, grieving its 650,000 dead sons. But there were other external pressures being put on the old funeral traditions. Population centers were exploding, America was building its infrastructure, and the Industrial Revolution, put into overdrive by the recent war, was luring Americans off their farms and into cities and factories. Americans were more mobile, goods were becoming cheaper and more plentiful, and Americans were outsourcing the care of their sick and their dead. However, the thing that set America on a unique trajectory, casting off the vestiges of the old ways from across the Atlantic, was embalming.